I bought myself a cold frame from the middle of Lidl. We have signs of life. But down here in this bit, some radish seedlings appearing, which is good. Something has had a little dig, but that's fine, that's fine. I'm not sure about the pak choi seedlings. Not a clue. But, oh, I forgot to show this in the last vlog, but I planted my pak choi, the red pak choi, which I got from the garden centre. And one of you suggested to use a nettle strolch, so I've grabbed some of my nettles from the back and added them around. And you know, I don't know whether it's helped or what, but I was like, what, it's dying already when I turned up this morning. But no, it's the nettle strolch which I added, just as like a little barrier around. It's moved around a little bit, so I might add a few more because I'm not coming back for a couple days. So anyway, they are surviving. Hopefully we'll get some nice pak choi. I've never had red pak choi, so I'm excited to see what that's like. A lot of my broad beans now have these flowers. I think they're flowers, I'm not sure. This one looks like it's just about to come out with like this nice yellow white flower. So where's some more? I did notice that the ants were over these. But they're really big now. So from home today I have brought my nasturtium, which I'm going to put in the polytunnel, and I do have my pak choi which I've grown at home. Don't know what that one's doing. I've got some Jerusalem artichoke tubers which turned up yesterday, so those are going to go in just here along the edge, I think. So the Jerusalem artichokes are in. I thought they were tubers. I don't know whether they grow tubers and then will come up every year from those. But these came as like plug plants. But hopefully they'll do okay. I've put this windmill, which I reclaimed from digging up all of this. I've put this here just in case the birds like decide to try and come and peck them. I have reserved 2 plants in case something happens to these. This one's doing quite well. Hopefully these will grow up and get like quite tall up like this rose arch. Not growing up it, but they'll get like kind of up high. longer than expected, but it's now functional. It's nice and warm in there, so I can hopefully harden off my pactory and the nasturtiums. If they die, they die. I've got plenty of time to sow seeds and stuff, but yeah. As for this cold frame, I'm not entirely convinced about it, to be honest. It's very flimsy. It was £30 from Lidl's. Yeah, it's quite, when you move it, it just falls apart, and like, if it's not on even ground, it will just fall apart. So I'm hoping this doesn't fall apart and that it will stay put. I'm going to put something heavy on the top just so the lid doesn't like blow open, because I think we're due a little bit of wind. But yeah, that took longer than I expected. Also, how pleased are you that I fixed this bed up here? I don't know if it's been annoying anyone else, but it's definitely been annoying me. But now it's fixed. Now I can finally start to put up my bean arch. One of the first things that I did when I got this plot was, because there was loads of nettles, I did cut them down and I made a nettle, oh my god, it stinks so bad. I made a nettle tea thing. So I don't know how long I have to wait until I can use it, whether I can use it now, but it's been in there. It's been brewing since October, so I think it should be about ready to use. I think I need to do a little bit more research, but if you have any suggestions on what I should use this on in the allotment, like what to use it to feed, like can I use it for tomatoes, can I use it for cucumbers and stuff, or should I use it more for peas and other things? Because if I can use it for peas and stuff, I can use it soon, because my peas are just starting to flower, some of them, so that's exciting. Now back here trying to find a suitable rock. I think this one might do. Oh, it's just a clump of dirt. I thought it was a rock. It's not. It's just a clump of dirt. But that might do. Let's place this. It's not a rock, but it should keep it down. Should stop it flying about. Quick little update on the stuff going in here. All of this chard and this beetroot and stuff, I think I could probably put out. I'm going to come back possibly not tomorrow, but over the weekend probably. And I think I could probably put this into the cold frame, but I don't know. All of these tomatoes need to go into bigger pots and their forever homes, I think. That is going to be my priority over the weekend, Sunday probably, or early next week. It's putting in the tomatoes, so that'll be exciting, something to look forward to. My aubergines, a little pot of aubergines, actually did perk up after I watered them, so I think they were just thirsty. I can actually put this into the cold frame, I think. This parsley and coriander, because I do want to plant out a bunch of the coriander, so I think I'm going to just pop that into the cold frame. But my squash and everything, they're a bit thirsty, so I'm going to give them a little drink. But they're doing really well. I've come into the Polytunnel as well because there's so many people here again today. I feel like it's probably only going to get busier now as... Is it raining? No. I feel like it's only going to get busier as like the growing season goes on. Oh my god, the wind. It's just so windy. Wow, when is it going to stop being windy, guys? I can't believe how long the cold frame took me as well. It took me so blooming long just because all of the ends kept falling off and then I couldn't get the plastic bits over the other plastic bits. I've spent quite a while up here, so I think I'm going to go home and call it a day. Everything's doing well. Oh, I did also just plant my foxglove, so I'm going to show you my foxglove before I go completely. But everything else is doing really well. It's so excited to get some more stuff in the ground, and that is like my main aim now, is to bring everything from at home and put it in the ground. I think what I'm going to do next is probably my runner bean arch, once the wind has died down once again. I'm going to get that up and prepared, and I think I'm going to sow my runner beans at home, and I think I'll probably show you me sowing the runner beans at home as well for this part of the vlog. And then next week I'll start on the runner bean arch, and I do have an archway here as well for squash, and I do need to start getting those beds prepared as well. So I was hoping to have everything kind of up, all of the structures made and everything before May. Fingers crossed that I can get that goal. Yeah, I just need to also put the tomatoes in so that I can bring the other tomatoes and everything from at home. Well, I won't need to harden them off because they'll be indoor, like they'll be in here, but I just need to get everything into pots. I need to accumulate some pots as well because I don't have enough pots for the amount of tomatoes I've got. I also need to find some sort of staging to put at the back of the polytunnel. I could just take the cover off of this and then use this to grow, like maybe take one of the shelves off, and then use that as another shelf so I can have them off the ground and grow my aubergines. I don't know how to do it. I need to really put my thinking cap on, and I need to do some research about the type of bean structure I want to create as well. There's lots of things to think about and lots of things to do. Just things seem to be taking me a very long time. Like weeding takes me forever, and putting that cold frame together took me forever. But I'm going to put the coriander and the parsley out in the cold frame, and I'm going to show you the foxglove that I planted at the end, or the front of the allotment. I planted this sad little thing because it was wilting quite a bit, but it's right at the front, up by the gate, so hopefully it'll grow nice and tall, and it will complement the Jerusalem artichoke when they grow nice and tall as well. But the types of beans that I have two varieties. So I've got the traditional Polestar variety. These have like really nice purple seeds, and I'm wondering like whether I can dry these or whether I can grow them, because I'm not really a big fan of the actual runner bean so much. So I'm wondering whether I could grow these and use them for drying, or whether I could chop them up into like little sections so they're not like long beans. So when I harvest I can blanch them and chop them into little bits and then freeze them, so then I can add them to stir fries and things. So I have these. I think these are the variety that I grew last year, but I grew them in a greenhouse rather than outside because I didn't have any pots at the time where the greenhouse was, and I didn't want to have to transfer all of my materials all the time. So I grew those last year, and they were so like, there were so many flowers. I just didn't get any beans because the pollinators couldn't get in the greenhouse, or nobody went in the greenhouse to pollinate anything. So another one I have is, oh, these ones are also purple. Oh, so it's just a generic thing. I'm looking at the picture on the back. These ones are Cesar, I don't know how to say the word. This variety, which are ideal for drying. These are what I intend to get a yield of butter beans from. So these ones I will be leaving until they go brown so that I can harvest the dried beans, so I can keep them in pots to use as butter beans, because I love me a bean stew in the winter. Butter beans are one of my favourites. So I have these ones as well. We've got a nice big tray. I'm going to sow more of the drying ones than the ordinary green beans. So I'm gonna sow a couple of, I'm gonna put one in each module. And yeah, I need to just re-sow some courgettes and some spaghetti squash, because I've had some in my propagator now for a while and they haven't germinated, so I just think that they're not doing good. I may also need to re-sow my sweet corn as well, but let's get the beans in. Okay, so they are different types of beans as well. These are beautiful beans from the Polestar variety. Look at those. They're like really beautifully mottled. Gorgeous. And then these ones are for the drying butter beans, and these are just your generic white beans. So this will be how my butter beans turn out. So yeah, I'm wondering whether I could dry some of these purple ones because they look really good. Beans are in. Exciting. It's like one of the kind of last things that I have to sow, so the rest of my sowings will kind of be succession sowings of radish, beetroot, not sure what else, just herbs I guess. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Oh, let me just show you quickly how my flax and everything are getting on. So they're doing, oh I zoomed in, sorry. Oh, they're doing quite well. I need to get rid of this tray of dead leeks. They did not work out unfortunately. But this is my Asturian tree cabbage. I think I've just got the one line, so this line of tree cabbage, and then this is kale, which is just starting to get its first leaves. That's super exciting. And then at the back there is my flax. I know I keep saying this, but I do desperately need to move this whole contraption to my polytunnel so that I've got a lot more space. I do also obviously have the cold frame now, so I can also put stuff in that. But look how pretty these leaves are. They're so tiny and cute. So we've got kale, two lines of kale, tree cabbage, and then flax. And just so you can see how my flower seeds are doing, so the Cosmos, Candy Floss White are all there. I don't know whether I need to put these into individual pots, so maybe someone can let me know. I'm pretty sure that maybe I do. I'm not sure. I've got my marigolds and some, I think that's 2 pots of zinnias, and they've all got their kind of second set of leaves now. I know these are quite leggy. Everything gets quite leggy, even though I do have grow lights going, but I just don't think it's bright enough for them still. My asters are finally starting to come up after a little while. Calendula's still not doing anything. I do wonder whether it was like a duff bag of seed or something. but I'm not sure. The other cosmos, the sensation mixed, they're all doing really well. My sunflowers, these need to be taken out and put into individual pots now, and I'm going to pot them a little deeper. I'm going to put them in big pots. But you can see my tomatoes really need to be moved out. I really need to put these into bigger pots and then like really pot them up. I do have these pots, these ones, but I don't think that that's going to be much of an upgrade in terms of height. I have a couple of these, but I don't know whether that's going to be absolutely way too massive or whether I just put them into their final place. But some of them are quite small and doing okay, but these ones, this particular one, who's kind of gone in the mesh there, yeah, they do need to be moved into the greenhouse, but they're doing okay otherwise. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to those of you that have been subscribing over the past couple of weeks and everything. I'm really enjoying seeing this small channel grow, and it's something that I really want to, that I'm really passionate about, and that, yeah, I just love spending time at the allotment and in the garden and watching things grow, and yeah, just trying my best. Let me know if you have any suggestions regarding what I need to do about the flowers, because I don't often grow flowers from seed. I usually go to the garden centre and I buy annuals. Most of my garden is perennials. I try and keep the perennials, but where it is, it's just so wet, it just gets very boggy, and I don't have anywhere to like pull them up and put them and store them in pots. I just don't really have anywhere. I've got the conservatory, but it's my work area. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.